Test.
Yeah, you can hear it there.
Test. Kia ora, nau mai, haere mai, tulafa lava, malo alei, kia rana. Welcome to Flagstaff Park here in the north of Kirikirirai, Hamilton. It is, I actually thought I had the week number there, round one at least, as we come to the close of round one towards round two. It is the home side, Suburbs, taking on Ohaupo. My name is Bevan Jenkinson of Bev's Broadcasting. I love my voice that much that I'm actually listening to it back somehow. How are we doing, Ray Lee?
Oh, fantastic, Bev. What a beautiful day here at Flagstaff Park, eh? And we are just going to acknowledge our mate Jeremy Bryant playing his 100th senior A game today for Suburbs. What an amazing feat. You don't get that in club rugby these days.
Mate, I actually have one better, but we'll touch on Jeremy first. Played Colts here in 2015. Not 100% sure if he did play juniors here, but what an amazing achievement, wearing 17 today. It's on the bench. I hate outdoing people, but there's a guy in fielding today playing his 400th Premier game.
Oh wow. You've never heard of in club rugby anymore. It's always
well, I was going to say I got a little bit startled that at 200 players, but you see that every now and quite often, but no, 400 Premier games.
Yeah, well, this is
ridiculous.
100 senior A games for Jezza, so he's already played 100 games for the club.
Ah, okay, yeah, I see.
So it's 100 senior A games, so he's probably sitting around that 120 mark, I would probably assume.
Yep,
minimum.
Grant Cottrell's the referee. He says, let's just get this game away, and it's Ohaupo playing right to left, kicking off. There's a couple of Suburbs players calling for it, but one player does take it. Midway 22, 10 metre line. Snaps to the right here. Nice little carry there for Pihana Harris. They come to the left, back to Tawhiri Mason in the pocket. He puts it down, but only towards the Ohaupo 22. There for the fullback, Lance Elric. Runs it himself up towards the 10 metre line. He'll come left again. We'll get to earlier results on today and something else. There's one of the locks there. It might be Tritton Nicholson carrying it up. A metre or so. Still on their side of the halfway. And Suburbs get the first penalty of their game. Rob Shannon, as a cameraman, as typical, gives it a good old fist pump. How did the woman go? No, we didn't have a score.
I haven't got an update yet, mate,
no,
unfortunately. And there's no updates there. But
the Colts, if you wanted Suburbs Colts to win, I can tell you they didn't. Unfortunately, Rugby United, which is the Thames Valley Colts team, as this kick hasn't gone out, I'll get back to that in a second. Ohaupo's going to kick it, but it's going to be out on the foot. Oh no, he's inside his 22.
Inside his 22 apparently.
Yeah, well, Shane Townsend is the touch judge here, so he'll do it. It's a throw here for Suburbs, just a metre inside the half. Yes, unfortunately, Rugby United winning against Suburbs Colts.
They're quite a strong team, aren't they, in their Colts competition?
52-17. The head coach is a cousin of mine, actually.
Well, there you go. You're a little bit biased on that one, aren't you? A little bit.
Oh, look, as long as it's good rugby. I believe that was played in Pyro today. So throw here for Brad Burkhart off the top. Might be knocked on here, but wait and see. No, Suburbs get the penalty. Experienced referee Grant Cottrell had Grant Stewart today, and he goes, you must be privileged to have two of the most senior referees in the Waikato. The other thing we need to touch on, Ray, is the Bees game. Unfortunately, that didn't happen.
No.
And not because of the defaults that we've seen countrywide this week.
Absolutely.
This season. It's the one thing we always say we need to have a game of rugby. No referee, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing, but hey, that's what happens. Both teams turned up with some good numbers and we're looking to have a good game, but no referee means that rugby can't be played safely, unfortunately.
No, as the throw goes to the back. He's been knocked on there from the number 8 of Suburbs, so Ohaupo with ball. Got it in the midfield, 15 metres shy of halfway. It comes to the right, there for the loose head of Trent Sargent. Nice little box kick coming in here from Scott Thomas. He picked up by Suburbs on the halfway line there for Trey Pohepi. Still going, good leg drive for Ohaupo, trying to hold them up. Gets to ground though. They'll come right. Yeah, Mason shuffles it along to his right. Up towards the Ohaupo 10 metre line. There for Harris. Little juggle ball out the back. There with Nate Healy. Gets over the 10-metre line. Now they go left. Good tackle coming on from onto Keanu Hodson. And Ohaupo over the ball and win a penalty. Won their first penalty of the game.
Great number 7 there from Ohaupo. Straight onto the ball as a typical 7 should do. Great tackle by Ohaupo and the Jackal straight over.
Yeah, Trent Sargent wearing 7. Dan Naden onto the bench, playing loose head but wearing number 3. And Joe Clark playing, Dan Naden wearing 1, playing 3. And Joe Clark playing 1, wearing 3, playing 1.
Tongue twister there, Bev. It's all about jersey sizes, I believe, mate.
Oh, it is, mate. Ben Parrott with the first throw. So it's a 5-man line out. Midway 22, 10-metre line. No score. We've had 5 minutes gone. Ball comes in and it's had deflection a little bit there. Sargent, it's been tapped on. There in the midfield for the number 8 of Taylor Hayes. Setting out to the right. Good carry there from one of the forwards. To the right again. Is Suburbs they're making their tackles count at the moment. They go to the right again. There for the number 8 of Hayes. Tall figure he is. No blind. This time they go through Nicholson.
The referee's playing an advantage here by the looks of it.
I think he did have his arm out there shortly there for Parrott. Ben Parrott through the hole. Gets over the 22. Now to the left again for the second 5 of Chris Ferguson. Been knocked on and looks as though advantage was over.
It's a lovely day at Flagstaff, Bevan, for a good springtime rugby.
Yeah, well look, I left Paita or Kirapai, if you know where Kirapai is. And it was cold and I was like, okay, I'll take the cold. But then got to basically Rototuna and went, there's fog.
There's fog?
Yeah.
Tell you what, it was very cold out in Ohaupo this morning watching my under-8 team play.
Suburbs under-8s?
Some under-8 Black had a good win.
Oh, good to hear. Let's see if the men can follow through. It was a Suburbs knock on actually, so it's a feed here for Scott Thomas playing half. Comes to the right, there for Ferguson. Ferguson running the line. Gets up 6 metres short. They've shuffled to the left through Hayden Thomas. Connection with Rob Shannon on camera. There for Parrott again, his third carry. Just creeping towards the left. Under advantage, Suburbs in from the side. They go right, Nicholson running again himself. Ferguson, sorry. The 12. There goes Scott Thomas, the halfback. Just a metre short at the moment, Ohaupo. Looking for the first try of the game. The 8 goes, new advantage being played. Hayes caught down short. Another pick and go to the right. No time to feed the backs. They've got numbers out here, Ohaupo. Here for the fullback of Elric. Elric takes the ball at himself. And try scored.
It's a little double blow on the whistle from there from Grant. Have a chat with Brad, the Suburbs captain. Too many penalties in that one little play, I believe, is what the conversation will be about.
Yeah, well, they were applying a lot of pressure to the Ohaupo side. And they've got the desserts for it. Meat pie, that's what I was looking for.
The old meat pie.
Actually, that's what breakfast was this morning, to be honest. It's a replay here for you, Ray, coming up.
It's just simple numbers out wide here, and they just got the ball off the bottom of that ruck and they just spun it wide in the first 5. Did a very long pass out there to his fullback, who I thought was going to give it, but he managed to break through and managed to get it as the kick goes over.
It looked mean and keen, that kick from out wide. Ohaupo, 7-0 they lead. Sitting 5th on the table. Suburbs 2nd. must only have a couple of weeks left of round one, I think.
Got 2 weeks left.
2
yes.
weeks, yep.
2 weeks left of round one, and then we're moving to round two.
And how'd you get on last night, Ray, with the Stirrers?
The Suburbs Premier Presidents team had a great win, 12-10 against Melville last night here on field number 2.
Melville Mustangs. Yes, I was talking to referee Andrew Verco this morning about that one. This has been knocked backwards here from Fullerton, the first 5. Puts a low stab and kick through. Oh, it's been misjudged here from the left winger of Suburbs. They cleaned up at the back there from Bo Happy. He brings it back strong like he does. He's out of 1. Gets over the 10 metre line. He's going to put a kick downfield. And it's been out on the full. Yeah, Ryan Adderton, the one assistant referee we have here, puts his flag up.
Not sure if that was out on the full or if Trey had stepped out of the sideline there.
Yeah, I was just thinking actually, I thought he was on the other side of halfway, so that must be the case. I must say, you know, he's a great linesman we've got with Shane Townsend having to do it.
It's what club rugby is about, isn't it?
I was going to say the great club man.
Take a flag and have a go.
Well, it's a great way to see the action. As Hayes has it in the midfield, big good tackle coming in on him. A little stabbing box kick through. It was outside the halfway line, doesn't go out anyway. There in the midfield for Mason. He's put a kick down towards the halfway line. Now it'll be brought back. Little show and go there from Dean Fullerton. Burkhardt can't force the turnover. They'll go right. Taylor Hayes with his 4th carry of the game. The coaches are right again, one off runner. That's what Ohaupo have been using at the moment. And it's been turned over here from Suburbs. Definitely 8 of Dylan Meek. He puts a little stabbing kick through for himself. Good chase coming in.
And he's managed to win that too. Lock on there by the looks of that.
Yeah, there's a tussle with Ben Parrott. The hook up, and knocked on. But both teams pretty positive in play with ball. Right.
Exactly, and that's what you want to see from club rugby, isn't it? Ball in play, minutes in the field, both teams attacking, having a decent dig at each other and testing each other's defence.
Actually, the other news story I heard this week, because the Women's Rugby World Cup coming up in the UK at the end of August, starts the end of August, and the new trophy got knocked over. Apparently an intern was trying to take a selfie and knocked it.
You never let those interns anywhere near a trophy.
No, especially as a selfie. Bit of a worm burner there for the centre of Ohaupo, Reed Watson. Gets up on the 10 metre line, another turnover. I think it might have been knocked on actually. But it's Suburbs with ball. Bit of a scrap going on. Looking to spin right, nobody on the blind. There for Mason. He shuffles it off to the number 5 of Caleb Armstrong. Right again, Mason has to go and dig that. Daniel off there to the second 5 of Nate Healy. Nice little fullback pass there to Luke Graham. Did you want to do play-by-play or do you want to leave it? No,
Yeah,
cool.
leave
Okay.
play-by-play.
Any highlights, mate? Click that button there.
Okay, cool.
Conversion successful in Suburbs 12-7. Yeah, Rob, we believe needing to go taller partway through, a quarter of the way through a game when you didn't have a game beforehand is definitely fine material.
Actually, Rob, can you go taller again, mate? When you went, the Suburbs just turned it on and had a decent try
They
there.
did, didn't they?
Well, I didn't want to say that, but I'm
think
glad
it was
you did, right?
The inspiration I brought out.
Short restart here again from Ohaupo, and Suburbs does brilliantly in the air to take their kick off. They're in the middle of the field, up over the 10-metre line.
Great run there from Kahu.
Snaps back to Mason in the pocket. He decides to run it himself. Sorry, it's Pohappi. We've lost a few metres here, Suburbs. I think we're doing quite well on D. There's Pihana Harris, says it. I think he was trying to run the line. Oh, it's Louis, sorry. Nice little offload there. Sorry, Lewis Taituku in the big number jersey. As Ohaupo trying to get hold up, can't. Daniel playing first receiver. Puts a little dinky kick in here for Graham. And it's going to be into touch. And it's been run into touch too, so there's Suburbs throw.
A few jersey changes. People just put different jerseys on, and we
Well, the greatest excuse I've ever heard for jersey numbers, mate, is I was doing the first Parapama Cup game after lockdown in 2020. The Northern Coldie manager come over and goes, they've had some jersey number changes. They shrunk on the way down, which I think is the greatest excuse for the jerseys not fitting the appropriate player. It's claimed there, and Ohaupo might have claimed this back. No, it's still there with Suburbs and Dean. As Suburbs concede the penalty, and from the side is the call. And a bit of a win there, Ray, because Suburbs have been, I think they've converted both times. They've been inside the 22.
certainly have. It's just a good challenge at the line from Ohaupo to get up and disrupt the Suburbs ball, and then Suburbs penalised for.
As Rob might be able to catch this.
Suburbs penalised for flooding the ruck coming in from the angle there.
Ray, where's your boundary diving save across the deck of the ute we're on?
As many of your listeners will understand, I haven't managed to catch anything in the last 6 years.
Only 6 years, okay. Ohaupo win their own. Well, win their own line out. Towards the right. There for the number 8 again on a strong run for Taylor Hayes. They shift out to the left. Bit of a trip over there from Joe Clark. Being told to release the tackler. Now goes to the right again. Cottrell getting a bit mixed in there, but play on is the call. Now there for Tritton Nicholson.
As the advantage goes out by the looks of that. Grant explains what he's penalising for, and I've got no idea.
I think it was inside, in from the side again, just based on the earlier penalty. Yeah, you can go.
I believe that could have been an offside. That came from his AR, who's mic'd up today, as the kick was knocked on by a Suburbs winger there.
Yeah, I think it was actually the left winger of Ethan Foley that's put that one down. And he, to be fair, he's got a bit of the sun in his eyes in that corner there.
It's one of those awkward kicks that just come in at shin height and try and bend down and pick it up. It never really works. Best thing there is just to trap the ball and pick it up off the ground.
I think he got caught in two minds about doing that, and yeah. Liam Foley or Liam Poloney? Thank you. It's good scrum here from Suburbs, and it's been reset.
Front rows pop up there.
I kid you not. 2 reset scrums in 70 minutes of first 15 rugby this morning.
Is that it?
Yep, that was it. And they went back to back either, they were quite spread out.
It's Grant's in the middle there, just having a chat to the front rows. Front rows are dying out these days, and as a front row player myself, you always want to try and get under the opposition and lift them and drive through and get that push over.
Yeah, well, they say English is the hardest language to learn in the world. I think front rows has got to be pretty close to it.
It's a dying art, Bevan, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, it's a quick game these days. As Ferguson with another carry, playing well at the second 5 of Ohaupo. It's caught 5 metres out. They go left through Tritton Nicholson. Look to go left again. Fullerton, dummies, goes himself, brought down 4 metres out. There's halfback asking the forwards to pick and go, the old Papua New Guinea. PNG. They haven't made any movement there from the last couple. This time they go again through Nicholson. This time they go right. Scott Thomas calling for the ball this time. Pops it out towards the right. Nice little hands there. Ball round. It's been lost here from Ohaupo. And I don't know what you'd want to call that kick, but yeah, he's been taken out in the air. It was a 50-50 call, but
It was the right call, unfortunately.
Yep.
It's just one of those things where your player jumps in the air and you've got to wait for them to land before you can tackle them.
yeah, there wasn't. The timing was bad, but wasn't that bad.
No.
Yeah, line out here, 15 metres out from for Ohaupo in the on that far side. I did a mind, what do you call it? Mind Masters. What was the TV show?
Wine Masters?
No, you know where the smart people go.
Oh, I've got no idea. I'm not smart.
Yeah, you'll know what I mean. And anyway, I did an online quiz anyway, sport quiz, and the first question was what shape ball do they play in wheelchair rugby? One of the options was none.
It's certainly playing for ball.
Yep. Like they do in rugby, but sometimes like that, it's like because there is no ball. Taken there from the number 5 off the top. Nicholson running well this time. 7 metres out. They called towards the left. Reid Watson gets a win better. Nice ball there to Elric, the fullback. Brought down 5 metres out. They go left again. Nicholson. No, it's not Nicholson. There's 2 players wearing a white band. As it's squirted out the back. And it's been forced backwards by Suburbs, so we'll have a scrum 5 metres out from the Suburbs line.
Some great defence there from Suburbs on their own try line. Ohaupo throwing everything in the kitchen sink at them. They seem to just be getting up for themselves.
No, well, you called it, Rob, in that last one. How would they do without former Suburbs player Liam Palioni? As I said, thoughts to the family for the loss of the grandmother. As the 8 goes himself, nice little pull. It's a bit ugly, sorry, Scott Thomas. There's 2 Thomas players in there. Scott and Hayden. Pick and go towards the left, it might be Alex Fullerton. The other head bandage around the head. Pick and go, Suburbs trying to shut down well, though this time they go close, but run back into traffic. Nice ball there again to Fullerton. 2 Fullertons in the Ohaupo side as well. Has to be dug out. There for the fullback of Elric. He's brought down 2 metres out. And penalty Suburbs. And some great defence, Ray.
Fantastic defence here from Suburbs. Ohaupo throwing everything they can at them. They had numbers out wide, they just couldn't get the ball out there. As Grant calls time off on the whistle to have a quick chat. I wonder if they're going for a captain's challenge here, Ohaupo.
Well, Grant Stewart was lining us up for the first 15 game Andrew Verk and I did. Andrew tried to say he was going to be TMO. I was like, bugger off, you don't play by play. I'll be the TMO. I reckon I should, you know, a charity game or something like that played at the stadium where you do have a bit of height and everything. I reckon it would be great to do.
You'd make a great TMO, Bev. You'd probably hit the wrong button, but you'd make a great TMO.
Oh, mate, I'd hit the wrong button before I'd hit the right one, definitely. Calm down, Ray. Sounds like you know me.
It's only been a couple of years, mate.
And the rest. Suburbs trying to escape their 22. I don't think they have though.
I don't think they have at all. Still 5 metres inside their own 22 here.
I think they've gained 2. It will be a line-out throw. Brad Burkhart the last couple of games wearing open side. Usually a hooker, but comfortable in the back 3 as well. There to the number 2. As Meek claims it off the top in the midfield here for Suburbs. Gone laterally, but now they've got options left or right. They come back to the pocket and Tuffety Mason puts it down towards the halfway line. Taken well there from Dean Fullerton. He fires it in field to Elric. A little bit of not sure what to do with the passing.
It looked like he was shaping to put it back into the corner there, but
Yep.
just got a bit indecisive.
Fullerton going through the middle. Suburbs there committing numbers. And
As Grant penalises Suburbs for back chat, exactly like he did for Ohaupo down in their own 22.
oh geez, Ray, it sounds like you know what you're doing. I was just about to say exactly the same thing.
That's why we're made for commentary, Billy.
I mean, I know you play a bit of prezzies, and depends on your feeling about prezzies whether you consider playing or not. But
Prezzies, A's and B's,
Is
he's
it-
out of all teams, isn't he?
yeah, my playing day's definitely over. I tried to play Golden Oldies a couple of years, and that was shocking.
Well, I've tried to retire many a times. I've just had to buy new boots.
Well,
Every
you-
year afterwards, I biff them out.
I was going to say you played B's a few weeks ago.
I was suited up for B's today again.
Yep, didn't play though. There for the number 8 of Ohaupo, shuffles it along to a 6, and it's an offside call. It's Hayden Thomas who knocked it on. It's gone against Tuffety
Ohaupo
Mason.
takes a quick tap there.
They've gone quickly.
Cottrell has said, no, come back please. You were off the mark and you took the tap behind my back. I cannot see you. Which is a big no-no when you're refereeing, apparently.
Well, it depends on who the referee. You see some referees let it go, but I think if you're a Ohaupo here, I would be. No, he's going to
Plug the corner again.
I was going to say you're straight out in front.
Easy 3 points.
Yeah.
Go back and reset.
As Shane Townsend does finally put his flag up.
Bit hard to run up and down the sidelines in red bands.
Oh, definitely, mate. I've actually got my, they're not red bands, but I did find my gummies a while ago. Just a good find. And as they take it into a maul here, Suburbs trying to get in, and they can't! And it's a try to Ohaupo. And I've got a funny feeling that's Taylor Hayes. Did you get a number, Rob?
Still looking as he's walking back. He hasn't turned his back to us. They're not very polite, these players, when they score a try and let us know what number they are.
No, it's number 7, sorry. Trent Sargent. 12 apiece and we've had 30 minutes gone.
And just a quick line out here from Ohaupo, 5 metres out. Very much so of just a quick ball in, set up, don't let Suburbs just set. Straight to number 2 jumper there and drive.
Yeah, it was interesting because Suburbs were trying to hold back, but obviously they kept it at the front, as the conversion is just going to shave the right hand uprights, which meant the Suburbs had to go in and commit.
Correct.
But they committed just that bit too late.
They're sort of in two minds, whether they are going to attack that and counter drive, or just hang back and make Ohaupo not be able to drive. But as soon as you engage one player, it becomes a maul. So Ohaupo, every right there to go straight through the middle.
It's nothing wrong with a bit of smart footy.
The score is 12-all here at Flagstaff Park with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, it's been an interesting game of rugby, and Ohaupo probably doing better than what their 5th ranking suggests. Restart goes towards the 22 of Ohaupo, and that is a decent boot down, but taken there by Mason. He fires it off to Pohepi. Nice ball in the middle field, gets out on one, brought down in a second. Now there for Taitoko. Ohaupo trying to claim the penalty, they can't. For Daniel, so he got to meet his father a few weeks ago. Nice little shuffle along to the right hand side. 11 metres inside Ohaupo's half. They go right again, Mason. Therefore, Healy. Just going sideways at the moment as Holton has ball. Now for Taitoko, he shapes to pass, but I think everybody could see it. He wasn't going to. Now Daniel playing a lot in the first receiver position.
Grant got his hand out there for a high tackle by the looks of it.
His positioning's been pretty well. 14 metres inside the Ohaupo half here for Suburbs as Taitoko's taken one on the laces.
So they're coming back for that penalty of a high tackle.
Yep. Might have been a call from Ryan Anderton, the assistant. Going back to my earlier point, of course the Blues are going to beat the Chiefs tonight.
I'm going to disagree with you, to be
I
completely
figured you would. My only problem is if the Blues win, the Chiefs still get through.
Correct.
Which is a very weird, strange...
I'm a Hurricane supporter myself, so I've got the
Oh, so you're watching the Capitals tonight, take on each other? Is that 9:30 or 10?
Yeah, 9:30 I think.
9:30 from Canberra, GIO Stadium. Line out here for Suburbs. 5 metres inside the 22s. It's Dean knocked backwards. Dean fires it off to Mason. There for Healy. Healy's going to run himself. Doesn't get held. Gets back to his feet. Dean goes to the left. Mason. Therefore, the number 7 of Burkhart. And you know, that's not Brad, but it is a try to Suburbs.
I believe it could be the fullback.
Maybe trade Pohepi in for a second. Rob, do you agree? Yeah, it is Trey Pohepi scoring a second. tell him you used to be a referee that how a 7 looks like how a 15 looks like a 7. Befuddles the mind.
Leo, the replay here, Suburbs has made a great break through the midfield and then a quick ball back down the blind side. Good switch play here, call from the first 5, head straight through, just carry hard, straight through the middle there and over the try line. Grant Cottrell, referee, keeping up right on the spot to award the 5 points.
You have to say, as I said, I refereed for 20 years and refereed a couple of weeks ago, so the conversion is unsuccessful. Some good pressure there from Ohaupo. Refereeing can be quite simple if you get into the right positions.
Exactly, and that's where a lot of referees, and that's where I struggle with the match fitness. I had game management under control. It was just trying to get into that right position and make sure you're in the right spot to make a call.
So we start here from Dean Fullerton. It's a shortish kick-off again. As Ina's been knocked on. And not a lot of pressure coming in there from Ohaupo. I think that's an unforced error.
Absolutely, knocked on there from Leon Holton.
Oh.
Runs caught an accidental offside, so it looks like he's gone straight to a scrum.
I was talking to the great man that is Leon Holden a couple of weeks ago at Waikato Rugby and Sports 50th and said it's quite funny when I do Suburbs because they got a Leon Holton. There's only differences a T and a D.
Bit confusing for you when you're travelling around the countryside doing your commentary, Bev?
Oh, absolutely, mate, but hey, it happens. It's near half time. Leon Holden, well-travelled rugby personality. Found out a couple of years ago his last year of teaching was when he had me in history, so I wonder if that was connected. I hope we win the scrum though. Fullerton off there to the centre of Watson towards the 22. And Suburbs have left it. No, it's going to be an illegal. And from the side, the call.
Get over there, Reed!
And Ohaupo with a penalty. As this kick, Ohaupo have overcooked it.
As you can see from our camera angle, it's gone straight into those trees here, Mr. Rob. Our cameraman getting a bit too excited.
Sounds like him, absolutely, for sure. Well, I was going to say, we used to, when I was working with Waikato Rugby a couple of seasons ago doing this, we used to have a saying, we're not Sky, and I go, the only time I'm Sky is when we're pointing at it.
It's definitely a fine art to follow a game of rugby and try and get all the right angles that you need to get.
Rob's had a bit of influence on me because I was only filming a game a couple of weeks ago and I was listening to War Docos, like he does. I was like, bloody hell, Rob. Dean has it at the scrum, there for Mason, off to Daniel, off there to the fullback of Pohepi. Puts a little kick through. It's claimed there by his opposite, of Elric.
Good defence here from
Some great defence and into touch.
I was going to say, Bevan, that would have been a coach killer there. Every kick needs to find a little bit of grass, but I followed up with some decent defence and turn it into a great kick.
Well, I was at Mouse Park today on the Cork artificial, and you could tell some of those fielding players have never played on a decent, surface like that because the bounce of the ball surprised them.
The bounce on that field is always a little bit interesting as well.
It is. As the scoreboard clock says 40 minutes. Shuffled along, charge down of Watson's kick. Little chip in here for Ohaupo, and he's left it behind Elric. And Grant Cottrell says that is half time. Suburbs 17, leading Ohaupo 12. We'll be back shortly. Second half action. scrum. They've got 8-9. Little cross kick. And it's the number 12 by himself. Gets it up. It does. They'll check. Try scored. A great way to feel it in the first season in Andrew.
Good way to finish, but they'll be bitterly disappointed, I'd imagine, going undefeated all season and then just not being able to get over the final hurdle now. But you've really got to give your props to St John's College from Hamilton. 3 years in a row they've been in the final, Bev. Fallen short the last 2 years.
Let me go through this replay here, mate. As I said, 8-9. They looked at some options. Great kick out to the wing. St John's, I don't think they really they were too bothered about it. But a well-deserved try to make it 42-31 and what's been an epic final. Nixon Foreman to finish things off. Tries to whip it round. It does! What a kick! That is it though! St John's College have won the Team Mantle Cup for 2024. Always good to make sure the mic's turned back on. Hoki Maonoa, welcome back to Flagstaff Park. About to get the second half underway though, but Rayleigh has some sponsors for us, mate.
Yeah, as we know, Bev, that grassroots rugby is always about sponsors coming on board and helping us out. It's an expensive sport to play, unfortunately.
Well, sports and clubs and organisations, that doesn't matter what it is, need the help of local businesses. So it's
exactly, mate. And we're pretty blessed here at Suburbs. We've got some great sponsors. We have Harcourt's Ray and Christine coming on board this season with Lone Star, who's been involved within probably 10 plus years.
I'd back that up.
Ice, J-Mark, our mate Josh and Sarah from Wright Civil. We've got Collingwood's, XP Electrical and Tilt have come on board as well.
Awesome. Yeah, can't thank businesses enough.
As
that
well
do lend
as
some money.
Apex as well, you can't forget Apex,
well,
they're
they're
major sponsor here.
Yeah, I was going to say they're the major as soon as you
They're
said
on the front of the jersey, to be honest. We can't miss those ones.
You'd hope not. Here's Grant Cultural just checking to make sure everything's right. I'm glad that Vito Skux OG backs me up. I'm not alone in thinking of tonight. This is kick-off down and I think, no, it's been knocked backwards here from Ohaupo.
Oh no, it's a delayed call there.
Yeah, I was going to say the AR's got that, but no.
He originally set backwards and then he's run an extra step and gone, maybe it's gone forward.
Yeah, well, I mean, you hate to say, look, re-correct yourself as a referee, but I think the right call was made.
Certainly was, and it's always hard when you can be blindsided by players in your way as they're chasing the kick as well. So you sort of rely on your ARs and a quick little glance across.
Yeah, so taking scrum here, about 12 metres out from the line, 18 in from that far touch. Steady scrum from Suburbs. There for Healy, out the back. cleaned up here by the two-time try scorer Trey Pohepi. He's carrying the ball well. Dean snaps to the right there with Keanu Hodgson. They go right again, and Taitoka's knocked it on, so Ohaupo have it just inside their own 22. Under advantage, kicks downfield. It's gone backwards here from Ethan Foley. Back towards his 22. Looking for some help, has Mason with him. No, sorry, that's Trey Pohepi. Now Stacey Daniel. They go right again into the midfield. Some smaller numbers. Oh, it's been knocked on. Not a great start here from both teams at the second half. Right.
A frantic start there, Bev. Both teams sort of just been shifting the ball. Ohaupo have a good clearance, and then Suburbs just caught there. Just trying to do one too many passes without actually securing the ball first. Bit of a coach colour that one. Put your head down, then run hard, get the advantage line and reset and go again. But trying to do a little one pass out there to your outside runner and put him into a hole. So we have a Ohaupo scrum. His time is off for some reason, and it looks like Grant is getting something sorted in his sleeve. Maybe his microphone has fallen down.
Well, I've seen a few jersey clashes of late, and I still think one of the greatest jersey clashes in rugby was the All Blacks Canada game 2007 in Hamilton, when the Canadians were about to run out basically the referee's shirt. The referees had to go find alternate strip. And that was at an international level. There for Fullerton.
Show and go.
Yeah, he's been carrying well. Dean Fullerton, when he's got ball in hand. There with Taylor Hayes. Another strong ball carrier for Ohaupo. Now there with Chris Ferguson. Shift to left again. Fullerton shovels it along to his tight head, to his loose head, sorry, of Joe Clark, wearing 3. And they've brought it back towards the right. One off runner. Dan Naden, I think, this time. The sun's getting quite low. Up the back there with Reed Watson. Towards the right-hand wing of Jack Denham. Jack Denham brought down a 2-man tackle from Suburbs, just inside the 22. They go to the left. Chris Ferguson. Left again. There might be some numbers so they can use it. Big tackle coming in from Stacey Daniel. There's a little bit of a show and go. Hayden Thomas with ball. And off the feet against Ohaupo. The penalty here for Suburbs. I'll tell you what, Reed, they had to make those tackles because Ohaupo were looking pretty sharp.
There's been some strong defence here from Suburbs on their own try line defending. Ohaupo tried everything they can, and Suburbs just making that first up tackle and getting over the ball there. By the looks of it, at half time there, Bevan, there has been a substitution from Suburbs. The man of the hour, number 17, Jezza Bryant, is on the field by the looks of it.
In his 100th game, so big plaudits to him.
And I can't see any changes from Ohaupo currently as I scan the field.
And that, you do that, then realise you've missed the complete obvious one, but I can't see anything either, mate. So I'll let you have that. 5-man line-out. Is it me or is just a lot of rugby these days outside the 22s played in 5-man line-out?
Just numbers into the back line, that's all it comes down to?
Yeah, it just seems to be a lot of it. There's the number 20 for Suburbs is on the field as well.
That's Ants. Given off to the man playing his 100th senior A game.
Snaps back to the pocket. And in the end, a good exit play from Suburbs. As Ohaupo's claiming that it was taken back. No. Well, that's the thing though, Ray, if it's on the 22 metre line, it's considered inside.
That's correct, and Grant Cuttrell has actually got the call there. Unfortunately, without an extra AR on the sideline, he can rely on the Suburbs president to make that ball for him.
But Shane Townsend from Collingwood Motors equipment, sorry, motors on the spot. There was Burkhart at the back of the line out.
Here's Jerem.
There's for Bryant with his second carry in his 100th game.
His trademark run.
Oh, it's broken out here for Suburbs. If they can get the offloads away, they can't. Just short of the halfway line. Looking at runners. Net down a good tackle there. In the midfield, 4 metres short of the halfway. They go right through Daniel. He shuffles it along. Another pick and go through the middle of the ruck. Mason. Oh, nice little hands there from the next receiver. Now there with Taituku. He gets a nice low offload away to Pihana Harris. Caught down midway, 22 10 metre line. Dean finding Hodgson. Couple of sore bodies down at the moment from both teams. So try to get towards the 22. Harris, he gives an offload away. Don't see him doing that too many times. Now for Hodgson. Nice offload away to Healy. Caller's left again. Harris. He shuffles along to Daniel. Nice hands there from Ethan Foley. He's met a good tackle. 5 metres inside the 22 goes Suburbs.
That was a great pick up from Foley there.
On the old laces. Hodgson, his second carry in 3 phases. Shifting left again, Meek. Ohaupo might get over the top of this. No, good clean out from Suburbs. Now there with Healy. Carrying a strong in the first and second half. Now with James Calvert. James Calvert breaking the line. Now he's got the offload away. But regardless, it's a Suburbs try. Okay, so just confirmation that's Nate Healy who scored that one. It was a good offload away from James Calvert in the 20.
Kick right out in front here for Trey.
Makes no mistake. Have a look at the
replay here. It was a good clean out there from Suburbs. Good recycle ball with Jerem Bryant playing his 100th trademark run straight through the middle. Fast ball from the back of the ruck there. Good hands straight through the middle from the second 5 and gets it around under the post.
There's a 12-point buffer. And
as I believe Ohaupo made a substitution, number 17 has come onto the field. Unsure who
Max Robertson is number 17 for Ohaupo. Might be an injury replacement looking at this. No, actually it wasn't the player I thought was coming off. This is kicked through. It's a low stabby kick. Cleaned up there by Hodgson. He's going to run it straight. Net by some good tacklers from Ohaupo. He'll step back to Poapi. He puts it into the low sun. Taken there by Ulrich. Nice little Whiteman's kick inside the halfway line, so looking for the 50-22, doesn't get it. The return kick. And Ohaupo do have players back, although that ball is bouncing all over the place. Cleaned up there by Dean Fullerton. Dean Fullerton with a good run. He's got his 14 outside him. He cuts back inside. Gets the ball away to Nicholson. Bodies down all over the place. Ferguson. Ulrich. Wide-ranging ball out. Now gets a good offload away to Robertson. Under a penalty advantage. Is there a metre inside the 22? There for Dan Naden. Met in big tackles though. Still playing advantage. Now for Alex Fullerton. And it's been knocked on. Wish we had a cameraman that would say that, Lorraine. Rob repeats his movement.
Looks looks like Suburbs Ohaupo had 2 penalty advantages here, so referee Grant Cottrell is giving the captain the choice of 2 penalties, one closer to the sideline or one in the middle of the field, and it looks like they're taking the one closer to the sideline.
Yeah, well, going on what they were choosing in the first half, they weren't looking for points.
As Grant comes out looking... Ooh,
No, they've tapped and gone. That might be the 8 again of Taylor Hayes. And penalty, Suburbs on the line over the ball.
I'm sure if he let his teammates know what he was doing there, it's a bit hard to have a quick tap and run by yourself as an isolated player, and Suburbs were quick over the ball there.
It's the old white line fever, isn't it? He could see it.
Certainly is, as another replacement comes on for Suburbs, replacing the number 5 by the looks of it.
So the 5 of Leon Holton off the field,
Actually, I'm going to...
according to what you're saying.
No, I'm going to rechange that for looks. Can't see that far, my eyesight's no good. Leon Holton's still on the field, it might have been Caleb actually.
Caleb Armstrong in 4.
And I'm going to tell you that it is Malachi Lard coming on for the field.
Malachi Lard, okay. So both teams running some changes early in the second half. Claimed there by Meek, and he's been taken out in the air as well. So penalty, back-to-back penalties here for Suburbs. As I do apologise that I've left the replay button up, and now I've got the trailer running again, so hang on a moment.
We'll go here, Bevan.
Oh mate, you know what I'm like, I love to push buttons. Laptop or otherwise.
Yeah, and you're very good at it, so why change?
Absolutely.
Suburbs have a penalty there, and they are 2 metres inside their own half.
We didn't go too much on the distance, but out is the main thing. There's the calls all over the place, and Ohaupo might have come down with it. Yes, they have. So a couple of ones against the throw, and Suburbs backs is going to have a chat here. Whether they agreed with it or not, Grant told the backs to stay, and they didn't. They came up.
It's a bit hard there because obviously a line out the backs had to be 2 metres back, so you're not allowed to advance until the ball is moved out of the line out. So Grant is always one to have a quick chat to players and make sure they know what the deal is.
Whether you agree or not, you're still going to go with what the referee says. Unfortunately, having a look at the other Division 1A scores across the competition, according to Tribe, says nothing. And a decent kick to touch, and the line out will be about 15. I'm trying to find the 22 actually. Might be a couple of metres inside the 22.
Must be close to being right on it there, I think, Evan.
Go to a more, but it's been sacked pretty well there from Suburbs. They come to the right, Dean Fullerton. One ball, a great tackle, and he's knocked it on. And Ray Lee, who was that? Because that was spot on.
That was the number 20, that would have been Ants, was it? Anthony Sinclair, the littlest guy on the field, putting in the big shot.
That's what I was going to, thank you.
And we have the other Division 1 results so far. Prongia playing... Prongia playing Tarapa, currently 17-0.
Well, that's... Looking at how Tarapa played against Suburbs, that could be an upset.
Sure will be. And Patatadu are leading 21-10 against Hinuera, with Surf leading 12-3 against Taupuri. Frankton are 12-7 against Kiriowan. And that's it. An update for now.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Regan giving us an update there.
This is a steady scrum here from Ohaupo. We're going to step to the right. Dean off to Mason. Finding his right winger of Luke Graham. Making some good metres here. And it's a penalty go the way of Suburbs. I think it might be incorrect entry there.
Just had news in my earpiece, Mr. Bevan, that Kiriowan have scored and it is now 17-all.
17-all, that's great.
Against Frankton, so Kiriowan are going for their first win.
Suburbs go quickly. Stacey Daniel takes a good pass. Some good hands here for Foley. Foley does not much blind to play. 15 metres inside the half. There for Calvert, towards the right. Now there was Nate Healy. There for Taitoko. They go right again. Towards the 22. Taitoko. His second pass of the game. Oh, he set this one up brilliantly. Gone without support. Oh, cuts back inside. Does Piana Harris.
Oh, I love that. Who loves a big raging prop to prop there, straight through the middle?
It was the step that got me.
Oh, it was
the step that got me. Absolutely fantastic.
there were only 3 players involved in that passage of play. One was a halfback and the other 2 props. Nothing like it.
And as a front row, we absolutely love that.
29-12 kick to come, and we are definitely seeing that replay.
As the replay comes up on the screen, they go blind there and they good cut back. Suburbs with a good clean out straight to Louis, who's been playing well today. Straight popped it up to his propping mate, who puts a little shimmy, show and go inside.
But it's just a soft little fend, wasn't it? And
100%.
then cut back.
We love raging props.
Here's the conversion. I think Poepi wants us to delete that one.
It was really wide and right.
It looked good on the team, and that was about it.
It was an actual gust of wind.
Oh, yeah, I felt it too, sure. 29-12. Suburbs off to Leamington next week, to be confirmed that that game might be live streamed.
Well, here's hoping.
Yep. I do have St John's versus St John's next week, actually. St John's Hamilton taking on St John's Hastings beforehand. This kick-off goes deep towards Dean. Running back here, good strong carry from Healy. It's a good game with ball in hand. They come to the left. Pihana Harris to try score it. Dean slips it back to Pohepi. He puts it down towards the Ohaupo 10 metre line for Sargent. He fires it infield there to Dean Fullerton. Gets brought down a couple of metres short of the halfway line. They come right. Good tackle there coming in from Walensky. Under a penalty advantage, the number 19 of Bailey Davies on the field for Abu. And knocked it on, so they'll come back to that offside advantage.
A couple of new fresh legs on the field there for Ohaupo, the 16, and I believe I saw the 19 on there as well.
Okay, so 16 we've got Met Kimby Hecti. I do apologise about the pronunciations. The Ohaupo players weren't sure
We will call him Met.
Yeah, how to pronounce it or how to spell it. So I do apologise about the number 16 and what was the other number?
Number 19 is on the field.
Bailey Davies, who's already had a touch this game.
As we say, there are 2 more subs running onto the field right now for Ohaupo.
Yep, as long as they turn around. Number 18 is Lachlan Dunn.
And it looks like the halfback is going to fullback, and the replacement half is coming on.
21? No, 20, right, Ryan Vickers. So time back on after those subs. Yeah, there's been one here. First one against the throw for Suburbs. They've had a couple go against them. It's a good strong carry from Walensky. They come to the right, to the right. Running back into traffic though.
Under advantage as well there, Bevan.
Might be high. Daniel walked down. No, he gets a good offload away. Only
Another
just
advantage.
5 metres outside their own 22 at the moment, but still wanting to play with ball in hand. And they will come back to that penalty.
There you go, it was high, Bevan. Grant just letting the winger know that he's just got to get it tackle height down slightly,
It's
please.
got to be sternum. Can't be above the sternum these days in club rugby. Yes, looks as though maybe Suburbs are rolling subs now.
I am unsure who they're...
We'll get back to that when we can. As I see, Tony Cheraki is on the field in 18, and this one's been knocked on both ways. And you're saying James Calvert in 21, are you? No, you're still looking.
I'm still looking. It's the, it looks like he's wearing a number 16 jersey, to be honest with you.
Well, that's Thomas Marsden. I think you know Thomas
But
Marsden.
it's not Thomas Marsden.
That's what I was going to say.
definitely
You know
not that.
Thomas Marsden, so
It does look like a James though on the left.
okay. So James Calvert on in number 16. Do correct. Anthony Sinclair is wearing 20. He was down as 21. So made the obvious swap of Calvert wearing 21, but he's wearing 16. They've gone left, then they go right. Well, they go right, then they go left. Right ranging ball out to Ethan Foley. Takes it well. Ethan Foley down this left wing. Has good pace. Gets brought down 5 metres outside the 22. Daniel shuffles it along to Dean. He gives it off to Leon Holton. Just outside the 22. They go. There for Taitoko. He shuffles along to Trey Pohepi. Now for Luke Graham on this right wing. But it's a forward pass.
Grant in the right position there to make that call.
I was just about to say that to Rob because Rob wasn't happy, but he was pretty in line with that. So
It's hard from our angle too, unfortunately, so
Yep.
we're not right in line with that.
just reminding you folks, we do need more referees. You can't have a referee without a game, which everyone learnt today.
Have a game without a referee either.
Well, that too, yeah. It was a game without a referee, as the Bees game was called off due to no suitable referee. And I tell you what, Ray, when they look at you and I and ask if we're available, starting to scratch the surface a little, scratch the bottom a
I was
little.
already suited up to play Bees rugby, so there's no way I was refereeing.
There's good push in here from Suburbs, but Ohaupo have it. They go out to that left wing for Gabe Gersey. Gabe Gersey on that wing. It's a little chipped through. Been claimed well from Pohepi. Pohepi running back. He's gained a few metres already. Gets brought down on the 10 metre line. Still their side of half. Goes to the left. Shuffles it along. And it was a forward pass, so I'll come back to that penalty.
Going back for a penalty there, looks like it was a late hit on the number 20 ends.
Anthony Sinclair.
As Ohaupo roll on a couple more subs by the looks of this.
Yeah, I think one of the substitution players has run straight on. No, that's Dean Fullerton to having a chat. I'm going to say that's a bit cheeky. A substitution running straight onto the field and toward the referee.
No, substitution still standing on the sideline, ready to come on. I've got 2 replacements to come on.
Yeah, Brad Burkhart just asking along with Anthony Sinclair.
Well, I think Grant Cottrell is laying down the law here to Anthony and saying that you cannot talk to me anymore during this game, please. Because I am digging into my pocket right now and I will give you a card.
Yep, he hasn't.
It looked like he was faking it, wasn't he?
Well, I think it was Nigel Owens very early in his career who saw it in an All Blacks game and pulled out the hanky. I think he did it unintentionally, but it definitely looked like he was pulling the card out.
As those 2 subs now come on for Ohaupo. Unsure what numbers. And we do have a Thomas Marsden coming on for Suburbs.
In number...
I am unsure until he turns around.
Until he turns around, okay.
So number 14 is off for Ohaupo, and we have a number 22 on.
So Jack Denham and Logan Levin swapping positions, swapping around. And line out here, 5 metres inside the Ohaupo half for Suburbs, and
As an Early
lift. I was going to say, I didn't think it was, I was pretty sure it was straight, but yes, early lift is the call.
I didn't realise you could have that, an early lift, if it's your own ball.
No, well, it's the same penalty, isn't it?
It's just a short arm, free kick here.
Technically still classed as a penalty. Just the sanctions a free kick as the old Gary Owen goes up. And oh no, it's been judged horribly by Trey Puhapi.
That was a torpedo.
Thank you, I was trying to think of the word. It was, you know, there weren't many revolutions on it. It was straight up. I loved your use of Gary Owen in the first half, the old Jonah Lummer, you know.
The old
Gary Owen!
John Lummer Rugby, great game that. As Ohaupo have a scrum just outside the 22. With new replacements on, let's see how these scrums go.
Yeah, Dean Fullerton standing there with a couple of his backs right beside him, either side. And they're going to snap right. Therefore, Vickers himself gives a nice soft load there to Scott Thomas off to Logan Lemon. The tackle's coming in from Suburbs, just outside the 22 Ohaupo. They go left again.
As they are under advantage as well.
Yeah, might be just half a touch offside here, Suburbs. Now, therefore, Chris Ferguson. A few people with their arms up trying to block that low sun. Goes to the left through the open side there for Dean Fullerton. He's making some good tackles and whistle's gone. I believe it's a penalty for Ohaupo, but not too sure.
I don't think Grant's got too sure currently, to be honest with you. He's still...
Well, I'm just wondering about that second Suburbs player who came in and looked a bit suspicious as the player was falling. And interesting, Ohaupo have called a scrum.
They had the option here of two penalties, one 2 metres out from the right hand upright where they are currently, or one back towards the sideline, and they've chosen the scrum. 2 metres out. Looks like they're about 7 metres out from the try line.
Yeah, just the right hand uprights. The scrums have been a lot better in the second half than they were in the first. Reminder, you can watch these games back often as you like, folks. There'll be a highlights package posted to Bev's Broadcasting official Facebook page. I think I'm off to photograph women's rugby in the Mighty Valley tomorrow afternoon, so we'll be later on the week, hopefully about the same time we get a new car. Big thanks to those that were generous enough to pitch in with a bit of sponsorship, a bit of help, and there's one person in particular. Actually forgot to say, Ray, I was humming and hawing about being back with wheelchair rugby this season after a not so pleasant time last season, but did, and it's been, you know, what do you call it?
Fruitful for you?
Yeah, been very fruitful for one of the people involved in wheelchair rugby to help me out with that car. So always appreciate the generosity. As the scrum is steady here from Ohaupo, they go to the left. Dean Fullerton. Davies goes himself. Oh, he just slips on the surface here. Haven't had any rain of today, but it is still soft. And oh no, it's a knock on. The base of the scrum.
As Suburbs have a little counter ruck in that ruck there, and it's just enough to put the half back off as he put his hands in to dig the ball out.
Yeah, there's nothing really you can do for Vickers there as he's trying to pull it out, and you've got the opposition forwards not playing you because you can't play them now.
That's correct.
Or you couldn't play them in the past.
Just driving through and disrupting ball, and that's what every good rugby team wants to do on opposition ball. As you say, no rain today, but it has been raining all week, and the field is it looks very green.
Well, that's my station wagon just behind us over here.
We will give you a tow out of the field later on.
Well, I was going to say, I was just wondering about how good the forwards feel about getting a good scrum push under penalty advantage from the scrum. As Puhapi slips on that surface, and I think intentionally wheeling going against Ohaupo there. Now, to note, the thing I love about that scoreboard, Ray, that you don't get to see is Suburbs put this ball out. Sometimes you have those scoreboards, it's same at Melville actually, I've had it in Melville as well, and on the live stream the scoreboard flickers. It doesn't actually. There's nothing wrong with the scoreboard or the camera. It's just the technology for some reason doesn't even acknowledge it.
I have noticed that watching a couple of live streams.
Yeah.
No, we're pretty blessed here. That was a funding application, that one, and great to have sponsors on board and have an electronic scoreboard.
Absolutely. There's line out here on the 22. Goes to the back. Shifted across. There's some good hands on the knees for Suburbs as Daniel has it. He gives a nice offload away. This is just working outside their 22 and Ohaupo with the penalty. They tap and go quickly, but it was a couple of metres off the mark. Bailey Davies and the 19. So into the last 10 minutes.
Grant Cottrell being very consistent with his call today of holding on to the ground. He's not giving any opportunity there for both teams to sort of play on. If you've got hands on the ball and can show a clear lift there, then you rewarded with the penalty, which is what you want to see in rugby.
If you're wondering what those green strings are, because I've got something else to add, it's the Ohaupo VO camera that they use. It's an automated thing. But also, Ray, there's those cobwebs are still around. You can see them to the right here.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Ohaupo.
Wow.
Win it, and it's off to the right here for them. Just inside the 22. Vickers. It's a great machine gun in the past. There with Sargent.
As the arm goes out from Cottrell for another penalty here.
Been pretty consistent all game.
Looks like the backs were offside.
Ferguson, a big tackle. And they will come back to that penalty. As Vickers well off the mark. Yeah, those annoying cobwebs that seem to be around more often these days, hanging off that VO camera.
They've only just set themselves up too as our Ohaupo go for touch here, and they are 5 metres out with the line out. I am sure that we will see another line out drive here, Mr. Bevan.
Well, it's only a 5-man line out, 6-man line out. That's where they go though. Breaks off from Vickers to the right, to the blind. All down 2 metres out. Vickers is hanging off the back of the ruck there.
As the forwards go to work with pick and goes.
I was going to say that's what he told them to do. In Papua New Guinea. They can go towards the left. Still, that's what they're going to do because Vickers is not interested at the moment. They're crowding sideways, but still recycling here, Ohaupo. Pick and go with support this time. Pick and go towards the left. Grant Cottrell right there though. 2 metres short.
Another penalty advantage.
Yeah, they're just creeping up offside here, Suburbs. No gain from that one.
Must be right on the try line here as they go out to the back.
Feed the backs under advantage though. Dean Fullerton gets brought down 10 metres out, and yeah, they'll come back to that penalty. And I think someone from Suburbs here.
Great double blast, the old classic double blast on the whistle from the referee Grant Cottrell as he has a chat to the Suburbs captain Brad.
Yeah, I thought he might be calling 2 players out there. No, just a quick chat.
Offside again was the call. We were correct.
So even go through the forwards. It might have been Joe Clark with the ball as Cottrell's looking.
He's on the ground and behind that somewhere, and he's caught it held up. How good is it to see a referee right in behind that little maul there to try and make that decision?
Yeah, Suburbs go quick with the goal line dropout as it goes back towards the halfway line, claimed there by Scott Thomas. He gets out of one. Is under advantage as Vickers goes himself. And another offside.
Suburbs is lucky to have 15 on the field here after Grant's little chat. Must be a different part of the field. He's let that one go.
You can hear one of the Suburbs supporters saying, clock's on our side.
4 minutes to go. They are going to be about 6 metres out from their own try line.
There's Perong here 45-0 at home at the moment against Ohaupo. Patararu 26-17 leading at home to Hamitlon, and Surf 22-3 leading Taupiri, and Kirione 20-31 down at home to Frankton. As the line-out penalty this time going the way of Suburbs. You don't often see a defensive penalty.
I've got no idea what that was for, Kevin.
I was looking at my phone, so I didn't see it. And Suburbs going to make up some metres.
Still got no idea what that was for, as the line-out is going to be exactly on halfway.
You love that as a referee, don't you? Because you can tell whether it was straight or not.
As an AR, you always try and find a line.
Yeah.
Make it easy for yourself.
And the players too. It's a great Suburbs touch judge. Shane Townsend makes the 10 for them. He's actually acknowledged me this time. I'm going to say it's about the fourth time I've mentioned him. Yes, it's one there from Holton in the midfield here for Suburbs. Daniel, nice little offload away. Still running ball, Trey Pohebe finds Ethan Foley. And then play on is the call. They will finally come back. I think it was the old cricket catch, the old alligator snapped at it.
It was a great play there from Suburbs. Some great lines, some great channels, little offloads there, and unfortunately just knocked on at the end.
Yeah, 4 minutes to play, 17-point ball game. You'd say Suburbs comfortable at the moment.
So Ohaupo have a scrum at 10 metres inside their own half, right in front of us here, Bevan, so we get to see the work of the front road club here go to work.
Talked about them often enough today, so about time we see them fine in action.
Finally get to see what number Thomas Marsden's wearing. He's wearing number 1.
Oh, that'll help. Oh yes, because his North Tautoko was wearing 24.
Good job.
As a scrum goes around, but therefore Dean Fullerton, he gets brought down a good tackle from Suburbs. And they win the penalty as well. A tap and go towards the right. Sinclair off to Nate Healy. There with one of the reserves. They picked up though from Luke Graham. It's Healy again. He shuffles along to Dylan Meek. And Ohaupo this time with the penalty.
Just a little bit isolated there, caught out, just one off running, and the Suburbs supporters were there to sit slow.
Yeah, Ohaupo not mucking around either though. They're playing it inside their 22. And
coming back for a penalty for offside, not back 10 apparently.
Yep. As there is a Ohaupo player down in back play.
As time goes off on the clock, it looks like it's going to be one of the forwards by looking at the strapping on the knees.
Yeah, it's a bit of time off. Chance for each player to breathe. Of course, Crusaders winning last night against the Reds quite comfortably.
As well, time's off again, let's just acknowledge the sponsors of Suburbs. So we've got Apex Property Group, Lone Star Ice, J-Mark, our good mates Right Civil, Collingwood's XP Tilt, and Harcourt's Ray and Christine.
As this kick hasn't gone out, Ethan Foley does very well on the sideline there. Trey Pohebe being scragged around, eventually brought to ground on the Ohaupo 10-metre line. And penalty comes. Ohaupo this time off the offside.
Tempting from the side.
Tap and go from Suburbs. Both teams playing it well. As Marsden carries it up midway 22 10-metre line. Crash ball for Suburbs. So go right. And a miscommunication ends in a forward pass.
As we're coming back for a penalty for another late tackle on the Suburbs halfback by the 16 of Ohaupo.
Yep, Met being talked to there.
As Grant just has a little chat saying, look mate, you can't do that.
Well, it's the end of the game. Unfortunately, you're not going to win it. 17 points behind with maybe a minute left. The last thing you need is a player on the bin.
It's the last thing you want is the last 10 minutes of the game is to go down 40 men and leave your brothers out there hanging. And
But I was more meaning, it goes against your record, could count against you for later in the season as well.
Forget about those, so I don't get carded that often anymore, Bevan.
Oh, that's good. I've only ever been done once by James Higgins, actually, yellow carded me. You'd remember James Higgins, wouldn't you?
I do know James.
Yep.
I started refereeing with James and Morinville.
This is one here from Suburbs, towards the right. Sinclair shuffles it on to Stacey Daniel towards the 22. Now they switch play to the left. Sinclair shuffles along to Trepo Hepe will score.
And that's his hat trick for the day.
Simple as you like. Ball beats player, brilliant move, and that'll be the icing on the cake. Have a look at the
As we
replay.
look at the replay courtesy of Bez Broadcasting, we go out here, out to midfield, good hit up here, and we've seen this move before where Suburbs are flooding the open side and they swing it back to the blind side, and it's just quick hands and a good line there from the 15.
Jerem's
Jerem Bryant's he's only got about 10 seconds left. He's going to hurry up, played his 100th. Strikes it, I tell you what! No, it doesn't! As Grant Cottrell says, that is full time. Suburbs 34 have beaten Ohaupo 12. And to be fair, Rayleigh, I actually think that scoreline's a bit flattering. Ohaupo played pretty well.
They certainly played really well. It was closer than the scoreline says. It was just the execution of a couple of final plays.
Alright, so that's it. Suburbs winning this one. We'll hopefully be back next Saturday live streaming against Leamington at Leamington. Still be organised. Keep an eye out on the socials. Big thanks to Rob Shannon. Still needs to pay that fine for going toilet halfway through a game when he only had one game to do. Huge thanks again to you, Ray, for your working commentary. Take care out there, folks. Look after yourselves. Please look after